Project's board chair, Steve Kaufer.
Good evening and welcome. You are in for a fabulous evening. And thanks for that Rick Astley tune. I remember that, so you can guess how old I was when it first came out. Everyday Heroes was born 6 years ago by a group of friends who wanted to honor the work of local residents and individuals who, through their kindness and compassion, inspire us all. These are people who radiate joy, who seem to have been born for a higher purpose, and that purpose is being service to others. Their example reminds us that everyone, whether you can afford to donate $10 or $1 million, can make a huge positive difference in the lives of others. Since our very beginning 35 years ago, Desert Age Project has listened to the community we serve and taken the lead in solving tomorrow's challenges. These everyday heroes and so many other generous heroes that help DAP deliver our promise to care for our community. I know that each of you here tonight are humanitarians, helping to remove roadblocks to access of quality care and supportive services that allow our clients, who are your friends and neighbors, to live their full potential. And the impact of your support is so very, very tangible. We are living in uncertain times that require hope and community to navigate. Tonight you'll hear from community leaders whose examples we can all follow and learn from. So let's get this show started. Please welcome one of our three illustrious event co-chairs this evening, my good friend, Dr. Tom Truey.
On behalf of my two lovely co-chairs, Terry Kidover and Ann Sheffer, I'd like to welcome you all to the 6th annual Everyday Heroes event. Terry and Ann and I have co-chaired this for the past 4 years. When we started, it was about a half of a house, but they were very enthusiastic, and every year it's grown, and look at this, almost 500 people, and we're hoping you're very enthusiastic tonight. We are so excited to introduce these 5 amazing individuals who inspire us tonight. When I think of the 5 of them, I think of that famous song from a chorus line, TNA. Remember that song, TNA? Well, these people, these 5, give a lot of T. Their time, their treasure, and their talent. And they don't expect much accolades and awards and attaboys. But we're going to remedy that tonight for just one night.
Please welcome the Director of Retail for Desert Age Project, Dane Cope.
Good evening. Over these past few years, I've come to realize that Revivals is more than just a resale store. It is a place where our community comes together to shop, volunteer, to donate, and to just have fun. For many customers, we are a daily or a weekly must-do, where they can connect with people while enjoying the thrill of the hunt. John is one of many humanitarians who gives back daily by contributing his time and his talent at Revivals. John represents the best in each of us. He is kind, he is caring, he is dedicated, and he is committed to the mission of Desert Age Project. John's energy is motivating, his smile is infectious, and his dedication is inspiring. John Bingle Thompson makes Revivals a better place to work, to shop, and to play. So let's go behind the scenes with John. Please turn your attention to the screen.
To me, a hero is really just about anyone that does something special that somehow enhances somebody else's life. I'm John Bingle Thompson. I'm a volunteer at Revivals. I've been volunteering there for about 4 years. My hero is my husband. He's always been there for me. I had a bad fall last year and had to have emergency brain surgery. He always encouraged me, kept a smile on his face. And during this time, he was also going through cancer issues of his own. What DAP is doing is a wonderful thing. It helps everyone with their medications, whatever they need. Part of what's never discussed about Revivals is the social aspect of what it does for the volunteers. I moved here from the East Coast. I've met many, many friends that I value. Socially, it's opened up Palm Springs for me. I'm proud of what I do with Revivals. It's made a big difference in my life, both socially and how I feel about myself. I'm just more confident and very, very thankful that they allowed me to do what I've done. We all work for the same goals to promote revivals, and that we're all family. I think it's good to pay back. There's always something that you could do. Volunteering is good. It's good for the community. It's good for your soul. It helps you feel good about yourself. It gives worth to yourself. I think anyone can volunteer. Everyone has something to offer, something. My superpower is my smile. I was just told to say that, and I love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming to the stage everyday hero and my friend, John Bingle Thompson.
There wasn't all these people in rehearsal. I hope I get through this. I love volunteering at revivals. I love what Revivals stands for in the community, just not as a source of fundraising for DAP, but for all that Revivals does. Revivals offers customers a place to purchase just about anything at good prices and to leave feeling good that they are in their way giving support to DAP. It also offers a place for people like me, a recent East Coast transplant. I left all my friends, all of my family. At Revivals, I not only get to go somewhere that keeps me busy and it makes me feel as though I am giving back, but the countless friends that I have made there, I encourage all, no matter what one can offer or one's abilities, to volunteer at Revivals. I chose DAP to volunteer because I, like most of us here tonight, have lost friends or family to HIV. So what DAP does is something that I hold dearly to my heart. And I chose Revivals because I have always had an interest in fashion. I was raised by my grandparents, and my only chore to do on weekends when I got home from school was to go to my grandmother's dressing closet, select her 3 daily outfits. I had to coordinate her outfits, her shoes, her handbags, and jewelry for her. That was my introduction to fashion. And to this day, I have never understood why she was so shocked when I came out to her. Okay? I want to thank DAP and Revivals for honoring me in this way. This is a very, very special moment in my life and one that I will treasure forever. And a big thank you to my husband of 44 years, Bob Thompson. You have always encouraged me and supported me in all of my endeavors, starting with helping me to get the dog park opened in Baltimore, and now with me at Revivals. You are my life. And my final thanks goes to the DAP Everyday Heroes Committee, those that I have worked with: Debbie Chapman, Jonathan Wynn, Vanessa Michelle, and Stephen Henke. You've made everything go smoothly for me and everyone at DAP and their supporters and the great, great Revivals team. Thank you all.
Please welcome co-chair for this evening's Everyday Heroes Awards, Ann Sheffer.
Tonight, I have the honor of presenting an Everyday Heroes Award to a great woman who gives from her heart by helping others through her volunteerism, Fiona Foyston. Fiona's father always encouraged her to help and to get involved with her community, so she began volunteering at the age of 14, working with young, differently abled children. Fiona graduated with a degree in psychology from Evergreen College and has volunteered her entire life while raising 3 children and 5 grandchildren. Let's go behind the scenes with Fiona. Please turn your attention to the screen.
I think that my compassion came from my family. My grandfather was a congregational minister. I would spend my summers with him, and I would go on the rounds with him when he went to visit his parishioners that were having hard times. I think that my dad being willing to drive me to the Sunday school that I did with the special needs kids, I think that that was a help. That the biggest help was the people that I was supposedly helping. They were so enjoyable that I just wanted to come back and do it some more. My name is Fiona Foyston, and I work at Desert AIDS Project. I work most of the special events. If Desert AIDS Project is doing it, I'm probably doing it too. And I've been doing it for at least 15 years. I like the people that I get to work with, the other volunteers, and I like the clients. You get to know them after a while, especially as long as I've worked there, and you get to know about their families and what's going on in their life, and sometimes I can give them a little help, and sometimes they give me a little help. I think a hero is special, and they're rare, and they're the kind of person that puts others ahead of themselves. My dad, he is the only real hero that I've ever known personally. One day when he was going to work, he noticed a commotion a little bit offshore, and a man was drowning, and he hopped out of the car and fully dressed in the winter, swam out and helped save that man. My superpower is to make other people smile.
Please help me in welcoming to the stage everyday hero and friend, Fiona Foyston.
This is so special, just looking at I want to thank you so very much for this precious award. It is most certainly one of my life's treasures. Volunteering is something that most of you are involved in, so it won't come as any surprise when I say that a volunteer usually gets much more than they give. My husband, Jerry Buzzard, and I moved to Palm Springs in 2000. He worked at DAP as an attorney for the clients until he died in 2006. In one of our talks just before he died, he told me that working with the DAP clients was his favorite job by far because it allowed him to find a place in his heart that he had not known existed. And for that, I thank all of you. I volunteered at DAP because Jerry volunteered me, and we lived right next door. So I kept volunteering for DAP because I really liked everything about it. Thank you, Desert AIDS Project, for so many things, for all you do, for the lives you have touched and improved, including mine, and for letting me be a part of your outstanding contributions to the Coachella Valley. Thank you very much.
Please welcome back to the stage, co-chair for this evening's Everyday Heroes Awards, Tom Truey.
I met Brett Klein about 8 years ago at the gym. A mutual friend, Steve, came up to me and said, "You've got to meet this amazing man. He is involved in so many activities, giving back to the community, and he's really good looking." Well, our next honoree is that amazing, good-looking man, Brett Klein. Brett embodies the saying, "There is no power for change greater than a community discovering what it cares about." That's a quote by Margaret Wheatley, but if you've talked with or worked alongside Brett Klein on any number of his passion projects, you'll know he may have just as easily said it himself. Brett believes in community. He is a strategic, nonprofit leader focused on building collaboration and community by developing authentic partnerships. And DAP is grateful for the work he continues to do to ensure its doors to compassionate care are always open to our neighbors. Let's go behind the scenes with Brett. Please direct your attention to the screen.
I don't always think that I have a superpower, but if I did, it would be how to bring people together and get them to talk openly, break down barriers, whether that be work, whether that be personal, whatever it is. People know that I love to talk, so it's not a surprise that I get other people to talk. My name is Brett Klein. I work at Eisenhower Health. Well, I've supported DAP when I lived in Los Angeles. I would come out every year with some friends here and do the AIDS walk. Flash forward years later, I end up having the opportunity to work for DAP, and I spent 7 wonderful years working with some amazing healthcare individuals in our community. My hero are my parents, and I'm thankful that, which you'll hear later, my father's in the audience tonight. Age 90 this week, and so happy birthday, Dad. It really is one of those things that I wouldn't be the person I am, of giving, of service, of heart, of caring, compassion, empathy, all those things, my fortitude, my workaholic nature, without my parental upbringing. Service comes in many levels, whether that again be personal service, of giving of time, of heart, of money, that stranger on the street, the individual that needs a shopping cart, return to this, back to the parking area, someone that needs a bag carried, whatever those things are. I seroconverted in 1994. Unbeknownst to me, I was a closeted gay man, hadn't yet come out. So 27 years later, this next year, that was a pivotal point. Thankfully, I got into some wonderful care streams in Los Angeles and different places, and it really set the foundation for who I believe in my heart I became as an individual. I want to challenge the individuals in the audience tonight. I want to challenge the people who look at this video online to live their own personal story. I ran into this site recently, and I'm not endorsing it by any means, but it really struck at my core. It's kind of live a great story. And what that meant to me personally is looking within, and how does that within expand to the outward you and the communication and your physicality and your service, or whatever that looks like in your world, from small to large to in between, making sure that you have a story to tell, because we all do. And to be able to share that with others, which we all feel, especially people who are in service, do not like to share. Until we're asked that question, we keep it within, we share it with a small group. I'm challenging people to break those barriers, to expand it, to live that story, and to make it come to life.
Please help me welcome to the stage that amazing, good-looking, everyday hero, and my friend Brett Klein.
Well, I have to say, when I heard Tom say the gym thing in this town, you never know what the next comment's going to be. So I'm happy he was eloquent about it. Well, first of all, I wanted to say thank you very much to the selection committee and Desert AIDS Project for honoring me tonight. To my fellow honorees, I say thank you for living your own great story through your community activism, your heartfelt passion towards our community, to each other. It is through your humble examples of service that makes me feel so special being in your company tonight. So thank you. This award, given from a community that I hold dear, means so much to me. So thank you. I'm extremely grateful that I can share the night with my father, as mentioned, who turns 90 this week, who's here with me tonight. And I say, Dad, I say this, I have learned to say this every time he comes to town, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I love you so much, and I couldn't be the person I am today without you. And thank you again to this amazing audience and this tribute tonight, and the honor for creating another passage in my story and my journey. Thank you so much.
Please welcome co-chair of this evening's Everyday Heroes Award and Desert AIDS Project board member, Terry Kenover.
I'd like to say to Tom Truey that my honorees are also very good looking. Very good looking. I met Molly and Will 10 years ago. I was probably one of the first customers at Will Styles. Their merchandise mirrored their style, original, a little edgy, and very smart. I immediately loved them both, and began visiting and spending hours at the store under the guise of shopping, but I was really there just for their company, which was comforting for my husband. Molly and Will are two of the most authentic people I have ever met, and their commitment to justice and humanity is unmatched. One of their favorite adjectives is fierce, and it definitely applies to their passion for improving our community and the lives of those that live here. I'm especially proud to be presenting Molly and Will with the first ever Barbara Keller Community Action Award. Named for my late dear friend Barbara. We worked together for years on various committees and boards and events. DAP, the Palm Springs Art Museum, JFS of the Desert. We were in on the formation of Sanctuary Palm Springs, and for years, Michael Childers' One Night Only, and that's just a few of the things. As the first female board chair for Desert AIDS Project, Barbara devoted hundreds of hours to the organization, and she brought people from across the county, across the valley together to take action and to address our clients' needs. Like Barbara, there was nothing every day about my friends, Molly and Will. Amazing and exceptional humanitarians. And I have chills, and they are definitely heroes. So now, take it away, Molly and Will.
One of the things when we first came here in 2004 was this overwhelming sense of a matriarchy of philanthropists. My name is Molly Bondas. My husband, Will Stiles, and I have a retail store in the Uptown Design District in Palm Springs called Will Stiles.
My everyday inspiration is my wife, Molly. She's got such a big heart and she's so kind. She's really just my guiding light.
We have powerful women who are calling the shots and running the game here, and they are the authorities in the field of charitable giving. And that, to me, was just a whole breath of fresh air. They were these power players. It was mostly women, and that was really cool. And they inspired us from the get-go. We thought that was amazing.
I would describe a hero as someone who is an everyday person who goes out of their way to do something nice for someone without any personal gain.
A hero is someone who does good deeds without thinking too hard. They just come naturally, and they do them without expecting anything in return. It's a real selflessness.
Barbara Keller was a beacon of what is all embodying of charity and intelligence and grace, and Barbara Keller was like the perfect role model for someone who ever thought of giving or being involved in the community. She just really radiated. I like Desert AIDS Project because it's such an established organization and it has affected so much good through so many different times in our economic cycle, in our life cycle, in the popularity cycle. It's like they just have been a consistent force in this community for a long, long time, far before I was even here.
The fact that DAP has had the foresight to go to looking at funding an entire clinic that will serve the neediest in our community means a lot to me. I don't think any of the nonprofits in this town could function at the tremendous level that they do without this wide, devoted network of volunteers.
My advice to people who want to start or get involved or feel like they want to take an interest in the community, what do you enjoy? Do you really enjoy like making people smile? You just have to use your skill set and think about what you can do or what you're good at, and you can give back to the community with that. Could be something you're already doing. My superpower is I hang on to things tightly and let go of them lightly.
I am doggedly persistent at finding out the truth. If I see someone on the receiving end of something unfair, I will dig and dig until I reveal what they need to prove their fairness. And I feel like I've done that in ways that have helped some friends.
please join me in welcoming to the stage everyday heroes and my dear friends, Molly Bondus and Will Stiles.
Thank you, Terry. Molly and I are honored to receive this recognition and be included with such a fantastic group of generous and kind-hearted people. It was 25 years ago that Molly opened her first store in Minneapolis. Raver pants, glow sticks, skateboards, and AstroTurf miniskirts were in the mix.
It's true.
Miss Richfield, 1981, performed on her roof while club kids danced in the windows.
My store manager was India, a brilliant and beautiful transgender woman whose fierce fashion sense rivaled that of our beloved Barbara Keller. Robert, our most charming employee, was a former financial executive with late-stage AIDS who was struggling to afford the medication and treatment he desperately needed. Our retail family quickly schooled us on the shortage of medical and mental health services available to meet the needs of the LGBTQ community.
Once we moved to Palm Springs, donating extra clothing stock from our store to Revivals was a natural evolution. We would pack up our truck a couple times a year, anonymously drop off new merchandise at Revivals. Molly loved knowing that these clothes were being converted into services at DAP. She would see someone on the sidewalk wearing a donated dress, and her huge smile was all I needed to know that we were on the right track, helping people like India and Robert, whose strength and courage continue to inspire us every day. Thank you all for including us in this amazing desert family.
Thanks so much. This is the moment, this is the day when I send all my doubts and demons on their way. Every endeavor I have